Folks, I am in desperate need of affection. I have been completely deprived of emotion for the past few days. Like yesterday, It's been terrible. So I need something to stimulate my brain. Something to make me feel joy again. This does nothing for me. Hell yeah, I'm back, baby! Woo!
Imagine, if you will, for a moment, it's a warm, sunny afternoon in the middle of summer. It's probably 2008 and you're roughly 5 years old. You don't have a care in the world. What do? Well, if you're a young me, you do one of two things. You either A, go sit on the futon in your orange basement and play Pac-Man World 2, or B, you sit at the desk in the living room with a 20-year-old computer that runs on Windows XP and you boot up Webkinz.
This is going to be a trip. Webkinz was a pet simulator for PCs that released in the mid-2000s. And it was a hit with a lot of kids, myself included. My sister and I played a ton of this back in the day, making sure to check in on our pets every day. So it's something I've put countless hours of my childhood into, and I have a lot of nostalgia for it.
Now, Webkinz was created in 2005 by Gans, and after a single Google search, that is all I was able to find.
I was able to fit that on a thumbtack.
There is just not a lot of recorded history about how Webkinz came to be. It just sort of started existing, and that's about it. So if I can't talk about what it was like before it came out, might as well talk about what it was like after. Webkinz is kind of like a social media for kids, except not really. It's just sort of a big online space where you can hang out, do whatever, and occasionally run into another person. Of course, Webkinz wasn't the only website to have a setup like this. There are all these other sites, none of which I know anything about or have any nostalgia for, that are pretty similar to what Webkinz is. Although from what I've gathered, Webkinz is a much more single-player experience. There's not really a place for you to meet other people and be friends or whatever like any of these other sites. But there is one other thing. Something that separates Webkinz from any other website out there.
I have so many best friends!
Webkinz had the unique concept of getting actual physical things in order to play the game. In order to actually do anything in Webkinz world, you need to adopt a pet, which you can only do if you actually go out and buy a pet. Now this is a sort of precursor to the whole Toys to Life thing with stuff like Skylanders, LEGO Dimensions, Disney Infinity, Amiibo, and this one that everyone forgot about after a week. But these games wouldn't start being made for another 6 years, so clearly this idea needed some time to catch on. But unlike these games where you get lame, boring plastic figures, Webkinz gives you these adorable little plushies that you can treasure forever and know you can't touch them, they're mine! This is a Webkinz.
Aww.
And this is 26 more. Thing is, since these things are so gosh darn cute and also intended for children, it becomes very easy to get a bunch of them and then get attached to them and no, you can't touch them, they're my best friends!
So yeah, I have a lot of Webkinz. But it's been a really long time since I've actually gone back and played. And why not? I'm feeling nostalgic, so today let's pop back in and check on all my pets and see what's changed.
I actually went out to see if I could get a new pet to add to my collection of best friends. But then I remembered this game is 16 years old. Webkinz plushies are hard to come by these days. Now, normally when you go out and buy a new pet, you would get a secret code on the tag that you would enter into the website. You would then get to name the thing, and then there it is. Your new best friend gets dropped into the house with the rest of your best friends.
Speaking of best friends, why don't I introduce you to my best friends? They are my best friends after all. You can tell we're best friends because of how much I have to keep reiterating we're best friends.
So my Webkinz journey began on October 20th, 2007 with the adoption of Lightning the Pug, and before you ask, yes, he was named after the car.
I was 4, leave me alone.
Every pet comes with a couple of special items when you first adopt them, as well as access to buy their favorite food. Lightning here's favorite food happens to be something called a wrinkled pug cake, and I have no idea what that means. Like, is that something I could eat and enjoy?
No.
Up next, on December 11th, 2007, I got my hands on Poe, the hippo.
I get it!
I don't don't actually remember if that's why I named him Poe, but I mean, I was 4, so it probably had something to do with it.
Yeah, that'd be like if someone named their human Manny. Wait.
On February 23rd, 2008, Leo the Bulldog joined the gang. Leo's actually a special case because Leo is a Lilkins. There's not actually any difference between normal Webkinz and Lilkins. They're just smaller.
Yeah, like the difference between 2 pennies and 1 penny.
Leo's favorite food is something called bangers and mash.
I didn't feel good saying that.
No, it's just sausage and mashed potatoes.
So I probably wouldn't feel good eating it either. I hate potatoes. I stand by it.
Up next, on March 23rd, 2008, Stripey the Snake entered the picture. No, that name is not capitalized, and yes, that is the official spelling.
And I expect you all to abide by that when referring to him.
So then, on April 26, 2008, I introduced 2 more members into the family. That's right, a 2-for-1. I was a spoiled little brat. This is Rockstar and Shib.
I don't know.
So it would be a while until I would get another Webkinz. It was actually a whole 8 months. Ridiculous. I know, it was agonizing. But finally, on December 12th, 2008, Swimmy the Orca joined the crew.
Wait, that's not right. It's Simmy. What idiot would name their fish Swimmy?
Simmy was a very important addition to the group because Simmy is an underwater pet, which means he behaves exactly like everyone else, except you get access to underwater rooms and decorations.
It's very different, I promise.
Next is Puddles the Tiger, who joined on May 1st, 2009.
Wait, I think this one might be a typo. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be capitalized. I was probably just in a hurry with this one.
Up next, on December 31st, 2009, came Lava the Lava Dragon, and
yeah, I don't have an excuse for this one. I was just a stupid kid.
But look at him! He's so cool! Look at how based off of real-world animals he is!
One of my favorite parts of Webkinz is the focus on realism and how they used real animals from the real world for the pets you can adopt.
So this is Nightmare the Nightmare, who joined the gang on December 11th, 2010.
I love consistency.
Next, we got Tweety the Canary, who joined the gang on January 16th, 2011. Like Simmy, Tweety was an incredibly important addition to the gang. Being a bird Webkinz meant I got access to tree-themed rooms and decorations.
It's different, I promise!
And rounding out the family is Waterpark the Little Hippo.
I've heard worse names for a baby hippo. I doubt you could come up with anything better.
Oh, these are just my sisters, don't worry about them.
Now this should provide an insight into just how long I played Webkinz for as a kid. Pretty consistent visits for almost 5 years, with new pets being thrown into the mix every so often just to mix things up a little bit. But that's just the pets themselves. What exactly can you do with them?
The goal of Webkinz is to constantly have all of your pets' happiness, hunger, and energy meters topped off. And so everything you can do in Webkinz world will contribute to filling them up. First off, all of your pets get holed up into a single house with each other that you can basically do whatever you want to. Like add rooms, decorate rooms, and that's it. Some of the things you can put in the house can actually be interacted with, like the little vehicles or board games and kitchen appliances. That's pretty much it in terms of things you can do in the house. The real kicker is actually designing the rooms. Look here, I have an entire room that's completely race car themed.
It's cool! Care!
But if interior design isn't really your thing and you're looking for more things to do, then you can pop over to this button conveniently labeled Things to Do. First up, you can head over to Daily Activities and knock some things off your checklist here, like getting a couple free items or playing darts and bingo. After that, you can go and get a job, which equates to just playing a quick minigame. These aren't very long, and yet you have to wait a really long time in between jobs. So in the meantime, you can send your pet to school where they can learn things like hurdles, painting, and hairdressing.
I didn't learn hairdressing in school.
There's also the curio shop where you can go mining for gems, never mind.
Nothing will ever be as offensive as getting a slag in Webkinz mining.
If you get every single type of gem available, then you can trade them all in for the legendary Crown of Wonder. Doesn't do anything outside of making your pet look absolutely fabulous! And then there's Quizzy's Question Corner, which is like a little game show.
Oh, I love game shows! I watched 3 Minutes of Jeopardy once!
I'm up for a challenge. Just do ages 7 to 8. And choose a category. Ooh, Heath, I love chocolate! What part of your body has no hair on it?
What?
Oh, damn it, it says health, not Heath. That's probably not a good sign. What do your joints do?
Oh, I hope you mean the other thing. Oh, thank God. I thought I was actually going to have to use that.
What is sebum?
What is CBUM? I thought this was for 7 and 8-year-olds. I've never heard of CBUM in my life.
Oh, it's just your skin's natural oil.
More you know.
After trivia, you can head on over to the clubhouses. This is the place where you can actually run into other people playing Webkinz and make friends.
Oh yeah. This game is 16 years old.
Actually, one of these rooms I discovered lets you watch TV, which was something that you used to be able to do in your house, which they patched out for some reason. These shows are awesome. You've got Secret Chef with
Me, Chef Gazpacho.
where you can learn how to make different dishes in-game, and there's also the Monkey and Monkey Show, which is just a stand-up comedy routine.
The principal said, I heard you skip school to go to the movies. I said, no, I didn't, and I've got the football tickets to prove it.
That's really the tip of the iceberg. There's a bunch of other stuff to check out too, but none of it really matters. Actually, nothing I just talked about matters at all, because really there's only one place in Webkinz World that actually holds any value. The game's arcade. Sorry, I'm just clearing out my schedule. I'm gonna be here a while.
Look at all these games! There's so many here to just waste an afternoon or 5 on. And yeah, half of them are just reskins of games that already exist. Candy Bash is just Breakout, Gooper's Lab is just Bejeweled, Dex Dangerous is just Asteroid, Zaki's Quest is just Frogger. But that doesn't mean they're not still fun. And the more original games here are also super fun too. Stuff like Cash Cow, Smoothie Moves, Wacky Zingos, Home Before Dark. It is really easy to lose track of time here and just play through all of these games.
And that wraps up everything I wanted to talk about with Webkinz. I just wanted to take a little trip down memory lane. And to be honest, I'm surprised I was able to.
I don't think Webkinz was ever this huge thing. It was really just enjoyed by the few people that knew it existed. And those people, including myself, look back fondly on it and what a big part of their childhood it was. But it was really only played by kids born in the early 2000s. It didn't really pick up a lot of steam or randomly gain a bunch of popularity, so I'm kinda surprised the servers are still up. I was surprised that I was able to log back into my account after 9-ish years and see things were more or less just how I left them. And I was really surprised to see that they were in fact still updating the game. It is really nice to see that the developers still care.
It honestly made me so happy to see such a huge part of my childhood still alive and kicking. And it was really nice to just be able to go back and relive it. And, hey, wait a second. It looks like they have a new version of Webkinz? A reboot of something I have a huge amount of nostalgia for? Sounds disgusting, let's try it.
Oh my,
Hello, welcome to the Kinsville Adoption Center.
Oh my.
Well, I hate to say I told you so. Please promise me you guys will never turn into that.